Calmer Waters 22. How is everybody doing in this part of the journey? The energies have been very intense, and I would say in a good way. Even if you are experiencing a lot of changes in your world that may seem turbulent or chaotic sometimes, or not. Maybe they aren't turbulent or chaotic, but they are generating change in your world right now. That's exactly what it's meant to do, and I really truly hope you are navigating it in the best way possible for yourself. Okay, so if you haven't yet, please give your girl a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. So the topic that I would like to discuss with everyone is, are you operating in the energy of courage? Now, I know we all, when we hear that word courage, we immediately think of bravery and forcefulness, right? But there is another side to courage. And the other side to courage is, are you operating in your authentic self? Are you able to speak your truths to people around you, or situations, or even in conversations where it might not be the status quo and you might not be agreeing with each and every personnel around you, but you are still able to be authentic and true to yourself and speak your truth, okay? That's the real courage, the one where you know in your heart what the divine has given you as far as a message, and you don't need anyone's approval for you to be able to speak that message, okay? Or your truth. So are you doing that? Are you in that energy? And if you are not in that energy, are you willing to start diving into this energy and bringing it into your journey so that you can be your true self when you do speak to others, okay? I did write some notes down for this topic because I really want to help each and every one of you think about this area of your life, of your world, and give you a new perspective on the word courage. Okay, I'm gonna get a sip. Lately, I don't know if it's energetic or the seasons, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't deal with dry throat or coughing. This is not my norm. So I'm not sure if it is an energetic thing, but even if it is, I'm not afraid of it. I'm still going to come on here and speak my truth and hope that I can help each and every one of you. So that's why lately I've been like, I need to get a drink, or excuse me. That's not my norm, but it has been happening. So it's a little fishy. But nevertheless, we're going to go ahead and get something to drink. And then we're going to get started here. So let's dive into the notes that Calmer Waters has written down for us all. So, courage. It's about staying in your truth, speaking your truth based on your values, okay? And being able to operate in this energy no matter what fears are brought to you or what someone says right after you use your courage to possibly bring you down, you still operate in this energy because you know that the divine gave you permission to use your voice, right? That's true courage. It does start by you trusting the divine, trusting source, trusting your higher self, right? The most high. Trusting that when you do get an intuitive nudge to speak up or say something, that you do it with courage and you do it with love, not fearing the backlash of that. That's the true definition of courage, okay? Courage is also facing your inner darkness. Now, this could be a big one in this healing journey because I don't know about any of you, but I've started my healing journey far back since 2010, okay? And when I started the healing journey, I was always in this thought process that you had to be perfect and a whole hippie, right? Which wasn't hard for me to be a hippie because I was in me anyway. But I had this perception that was facing your inner darkness. And once you took on that facade, you didn't have it anymore. Fast forward to today, I realize that is totally untrue because your ego, right? Your ego likes to hold on to old ways, old perceptions, and it doesn't really want you to get rid of it, because once you get rid of it, your ego essentially has to go in the quiet box until it is called on for certain situations, but it's not able to operate in your day-to-day, right? So facing your inner darkness is very much courage because you are integrating it with your light body and you are understanding that you don't need to operate in this darkness anymore, but it's not going away either. It's not something you can say, I don't have that anymore, right? Because it can always resurrect itself if you decide to operate in your ego form in a negative way, because your ego can also be used for good things, right? So understanding that part will help you gain courage in a positive way, okay? Courage helps you confront your pain, your trauma, and it helps you confront it with compassion and honesty. You know, I always talk about the white lies we tell ourselves. And once you can start being more honest with yourself and having compassion for that honesty, you gain more courage, okay? This is how it starts coming. Your courage starts coming in organically and not fake courage, the ego courage, right? I wrote down 6 key points, and I like to use these as my cheat sheet, you know, to always bring me back to point zero, because we have busy lives, all of us do. And sometimes we forget these key points, these key tools to help us navigate all through these energies and different aspects of them. So I encourage you, when I read them to each and every one of you, however you like to write things down or store information, to do so, because you can always go back and reference these tools to help you through your now moments, okay? So I like to start with vulnerability. That is a big courage upgrade, right? Being vulnerable in each and every situation, even if people use your vulnerability against you, which many low vibers do. It's just the way it is. They don't really know how to hold on to your vulnerability as a sacred communication. They don't look at it that way. So they use your words as weapons against you, which is okay, because as long as the divine and the Most High sees that you're doing it out of good intentions to be vulnerable, then it won't hurt you. So don't be afraid of that, okay? Don't be afraid of being vulnerable. This will help up your courage game. Loving deeply. Not just using the word love loosely and never showing. Just, I love you. Well, show me you love me. Let me feel that you love me, okay? That's when I know you're loving deeply. I want others to feel that from me as well. That's how I know I'm loving deeply. The energy exchange is felt, okay? Forgiving. We talked about this. Forgiving truly. Forgiving it all, right? Each and every situation. Doesn't mean you always have to take anyone back or you have to repeat these cycles. But truly in your heart, it's time to forgive. That is having courage, okay? Surrendering to whatever source or the Most High is trying to get you to change about yourself, or to change your surroundings, or change who you give your time to. Maybe that's not the right person you should be giving that time to, and you need to have courage to say, hey, it's not best that we continue this relationship. That takes courage, okay? Living authentically. Woo. Living authentically is such a big courage boost. Oh, it happened to me today. I went to go buy something at Walgreens, and it was, I don't know, she was an older lady. I would say she was about 80. I'm not really sure if that was her true age, but she looked about that age. And she was a sweetheart, but she was slow and she wanted to talk to me, and I embraced it. I just embraced it. And she really needed that. For whatever reason, Source wanted me to speak with her. It took a little bit of a time, and everyone behind, I kid you not, I could feel the heat coming off of these people. Like, how dare they just laugh and talk? We live in a fast-paced world, and everything is about move, get out the way. And I'm like, I'm not gonna rush this woman. And Source said they're upset because they want to get home or whatnot. It wasn't an emergency in anyone's world, or they would have said, hey, I got to go to meet my wife or my daughter or my kids or blah, 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 whatever. Can y'all please speed up the process? I'm sure it was nothing they needed to get back to. What, a TV show, a hamburger, a cheeseburger, something? Come on, y'all, let the lady talk to me. It's not long. I wasn't there for 20 minutes, okay? So I lived in my authenticity, and I let her talk to me, while I could feel the heat of pistivity behind me. But I didn't care, because this lady she wanted to communicate gratefully, right? Who communicates with anyone anymore today? Like, really, it's like, let's go in and out. You're an In-N-Out burger. So anyway, living in your authenticity is courage. Acting with faith despite fear. Remember, fear, false evidence appearing real. Having blind faith is courage. That bill is due and the money's looking funny, but you know know it's going to get taken care of. Living in faith despite fear, okay? Very big courage upgrade. Okay, so what else do we have here? Courage gives you tremendous awards. If you are operating in this energy, you will get so many rewards for it. I mean, they'll come out of every angle for you if you truly embody this, okay? Truly. Courage doesn't want you to play small. It doesn't want you to shrink for others. The best giveaway with this is if you have to shrink for others, right? And you have to play small. It could be even a thing of someone saying, you're just too bubbly. Like it's really irritating. You know how they always say, your strength and your light irritates their demons. I truly, really believe that, because it shouldn't irritate you who source made me or you. And if it does, there's something wrong with that, right? There's something that you need to pay attention to. And it doesn't mean you lose your courage, okay? Having courage means you have spiritual boundaries. This is a big one. A lot of people lack spiritual boundaries. A lot of people allow people to totally disrespect them in their boundaries. And this is a lack of courage for your own self. So if you notice that you're doing this, it's time for you to assess why you have a lack in this area, okay? It's a big red flag. I wanted to read the Angel of Courage to each and every one of you so that you can read this to yourself and write it down. And this will help. This angel definitely will help you gain the courage you are lacking and the courage that you need to continue on your highest timeline in your own personal journey, okay? Now, let me show you the angel book. I've had this book for a few years, so I'm not really sure if they even have it anymore, but nevertheless, let's read. The Archangel Gabriel is the courage angel. Archangel Gabriel is the one to call on when you need to find the courage to speak your highest truth. He is known as the angel of communication. Gabriel gives you the clarity and the courage to speak out. There are often times in life when you are silent, unnecessarily, because you may be afraid to truly express yourself. Gabriel teaches you that you must speak your individual truth in all situations. It is only by telling the truth and expressing yourself honestly that you can gain true intimacy with the people in your life. Gabriel watches over all those who speak publicly, especially teachers of higher truths, such as clergymen, teachers, actors, and writers. You can always call on Gabriel to help you form just the right words to express the deepest truth in every situation. How can people really know you if you don't communicate how you feel? It is by having the courage to express your innermost thoughts that you open the door to greater understanding with those around you. Winter can be a wonderful time to go within. The days are shorter, and you may notice you tend to sleep more. This is when the Archangel Gabriel can meet you in your dreams, for he rules over the realm of the unconscious. Gabriel is called the angel of the moon. He can speak to you through your intuition. Great insight can be revealed to you in your dreams. Gabriel grants you the wisdom to recognize the inner truth in all your communications. Beautiful. So, if you are struggling with courage, I would suggest that you call on this beautiful angel to help you with this energy. Okay, each and every one of you, I really hope you are loving yourself. Do not get discouraged with these energies right now. We are all shifting, okay? And some of us are having it a little more difficult than others because maybe some of us are late bloomers. It's not a bad thing, okay? Late bloomers to understanding that there is a shift happening and it's time to change our old perspective and old patterns to our new ones. You got this, and you were always meant to have it. So give yourself a hug, pat yourself on the back, take your spiritual baths with salt, and really take the time to have some quiet time. Even if you have children, even if you're taking care of a lot of people, grandparents, whomever, find some time to be quiet. It doesn't have to be for hours. It could be for 5, 10, 15 minutes. Allow yourself that, okay? And it will serve you well. And until next time, take care.